more with that leverage versus being right on top of the feet. We have the balance is a little bit more precarious. So I think feet in front.
Yeah, we think about that a lot. Leaders, you can stand and think about that a little as well. 5 and 6, working to the back of that right heel and then moving through. And for both of you, I really wanted you to think about rolling those feet more. I know we talk about it a lot for articulation, but there was a lot for both of you in your triples where I kind of saw that. And like, I love the feet. Like, give me that roll so that you can show me you have all of that articulation. And I don't want it to always, there's some times where we can put on just aesthetic, articulation. I really think of like using the arch of my foot rolling through as what pushes me. I'm kind of dancing in peanut butter in a way and like pushing through. And I want that feeling as I'm moving through space. I'm kind of carving it up for my partner. Yeah, so a little more foot articulation for both of you. I think that would be really nice.
Maybe we can all, hey, since we just sat down, let's all stand up.
Lead hand. So right now for both of you, you have what I like to sometimes call the orchestra conductor going on, right? There's a little bit of conducting the orchestra, yes, especially on our anchors. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, there's a tendency to roll this just a little bit. I'm over-exaggerating, neither of you are doing it this big. For me, I use rotation and movements in the hand to communicate things. And so if I put a lot of extra things in here, I'm asking my partner to ignore what I'm doing. Later on, what I want you to be able to do is use that to find really interesting ways of carving up the dance floor as you go through. And if I take this and do this,
I'm going to learn that that's not what I want to do, and so I'll ignore signals that I could later have.
So what I would like, as you do all of your basic patterns, if it's a basic, give me that super calm wrist.
Chill.
It
Let's
does
go
its job,
swing.
it hangs out, right? Nothing more, nothing less. No orchestra conducting. Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Great. Maybe there's like a little fun nugget. Sometimes, and give me like, I don't know, pass. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe we didn't triple. We were going 5, 6. Maybe we were adjusting our slot, and we kind of feel like I'm on the wrong foot or this or that. Instead of like changing quick and going in, like if you happen to find yourself on the right foot, a little trick is to just triple in with that left foot for the next pattern. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 5 and 6. So supplementing that walk, if you happen to be on the other one, or if you happen to feel like you're being pulled forward, maybe on the 8, taking that 1 and 2 will help your timing if your spacing happens to be off. So you don't always have to be married to I need this foot free and this has to be this one, and then you're sacrificing your timing and spacing for that. Know that if you're being led a little bit early to 8, and I can go 1 and 2, taking small steps really helps with this. And you're still on our critical timing, it's still a 2-beat increment. And then by 2, we're already on the correct foot, so it's a fun little fix. And it also adds variety, so you're not just taking the same one the entire dance. So a little variation that can help a lot of things.
Nicely done. Right now to let these shoulders kind of come up and creep like those, and sometimes just a little bit of swing.
Extra dancey shoulders.
Yeah. And for me, it's not like I do use my shoulders that way sometimes, right? Like there's so many times where I'm like, and then I'm gonna bring them nice and still out so it's clear to everyone that was totally a choice. Yes. If you show me your range, I'll appreciate your choices. But right now, it seems like a habit to have a little bit more of the shoulder. If the shoulders are moving, my hope is because it's the center really that's moving. I want the chest to be the thing that's taking you through space, as opposed to the shoulders being like, yeah. Right? So keeping that as a part of that frame and thinking about moving more centrally than distally is going to help. And it's going to make it a little more clear in the framing for your partner as well.
Yeah, and follow us. Funny enough, we both thought of frame for you guys on either side. You can help with the shoulder dancing too by thinking that your frame sets down and feeling almost like weight through your carriage down toward your center, and let the arms hang a little bit heavier. So then that helps also the leaders maintain maintain the shoulders down, and then yours as well. So we're finding connection a bit lower through the body, like having that settle down, seeking down. Especially the leader often offers a framework for us, and I want to meet that with a balance and opposition down, and then we connect away. If we're both kind of being carriages for each other, then we have this, we have lightness, it's not as well connected, and we can just think relaxed down follows too. Both of you got a little bit high. I think about my waist level, and leaders, whatever the waist level of your follow is, that will change for their height. Go with that for your connection. And then we'll have this nice locked-in moment. Maybe we can try that? Yeah. To make sure it's bluesy, we do more footwork, we have more rhythms down there. To make sure that you don't sacrifice your posture and you're not too into your own kind of footwork. I'm grooving down here so much. So we want to keep that head up. And if it's very intentional that you're looking to a foot, that's okay. But we want to draw it back. So we have our regular neutral dance stance to be at our partner so we can see what's going on, and then it just looks better too on the outside to maintain that, even though we're doing cool things with the feet. So just make sure that we always come back to ourselves.
Yeah. For mine, everyone up on your feet. You're all practicing this with us. In terms of swung rhythms for my leaders, I really want whenever we triple, this applies to everyone. Whenever we triple, if the song is swung, I really want us to be hitting slow, 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 slow. Try it slow, 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 slow. Slow, 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 slow. For both of us on the lead side, we were dancing what I would term anti-swung, which is where we go a slow, 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 ti-ta, da, 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 da. Yeah? And it's really tempting and easy to do, but I want you to see what that does to our compression on something like a sugar push. 1, 2, ti-ta, ta, da, da, da. Versus 1, 2, slow, 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 slow. Which of those do you like better?
Slow, slow.
Number 2. So we want to make sure anytime we're tripling in a song, and it can be hard to tell whether the song is swung or standard time, but really fighting for that slow, slow, slow,
Spending more time on that first foot of the triple, really digging that one into the floor. The other one, we kind of get out of it real quick. We fall to the second foot, so really slow with that first step.
Play the song. Leaders, it's tough. It's a rough world out there. There's a couple leader free arm archetypes that I love in Novice, and let me just share this with all of you real quick. We've got the gunslinger, right? Which kind of you're both at right now, right? There's the Napoleon. There's the waiter, right? And then there's the what and why. So right now, you're both kind of in gunslinger land, which is like maybe one of the better ones. What I'll say is I want your free side, whenever it's not connected, let that swing just a little bit through. Like, let the movement of your body come into the side, almost like it's like, the end of a wave that's just coming back out and through. That'll help us from seeming like we're really stale and, kind of stuck here as we take our partner through things. Yes? You're not going to be in a gun duel anytime soon. Hopefully, it is Wild Wild West team. So, maybe this is the most acceptable competition. In the long run, ideally, we move away from any of these things. Yes?
Yeah. Follows it applies for you too, thinking of that free side, almost like that. Like your own contemporary improv game, but like where the center moves and the extremities move, playing that with yourself too as you move through will help versus like putting in a position or going against the flow, right? Have that be an extension of energy. For you too, that's good. I would want a little bit more weight through the ends of your slots, like as you connect and go into your anchor. Sometimes just give me some. Here, like you open here, and it's a little bit like loose and light, which is not bad, but I think you can kind of develop things more. Maybe taking that and stretching, having a little bit more honey through that connection. Think of weight into the floor, using that floor energy to kind of measure and slow the hand, so you're not just, give me a pass. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Like you're not out here waiting. And it's a good position, but it's just a little bit like, oh, and then on to the next. So you can have the power follows. In general, it's easier to slow things down. I would not try to speed things up, especially a novice here. So that slow energy comes from 1, 2, 3, and 4 in that moment. Thinking of a little bit of more of measured movement through your 5 and 6, and maybe also, like before, less flight, right? 4s of my 6-count patterns and 6s of my 8-count patterns are my anchor moment, and I really want those last 2 counts to like be development for us. So just thinking a little bit farther ahead in that, then you can kind of create whatever you like, and you'll have a lot more control.
Good.
We're talking about how we measure this a lot. So it's like what our bodies do and stretch and how we move is cool. But also I have a geometry that I think about especially through my 6-count patterns. So the 1, 2, splitting in here. So 1, 2. I should not be past my leader yet. Like they are still in front of me leading the way. I'm still in my walk, and my stretch. 3 and 4, it's my negotiation. Oh, very cool. 3 and 4, and like I said before, that is my anchor moment, true. That's when I get on the other side and have my stretch. And then 5 and 6 is our playtime or adjustment as we go through development, 5 and 6. 5 and 6, where we both make choices about what's next and then we fulfill. So just make sure, a lot of the time I see with all, especially novice, it goes 1 and 2. And look, I'm already in my 3 and 4 space, and then 3 and 4 is here, and then 5 and 6 is here. So it's at what we were talking about earlier too, about that staying closer to your leader. So I like to just think of it in thirds, just think 1, 2, I still see my leader, 3 and 4, we're going around, and then 5 and 6, oh, we're home.
Yeah, many of you follows could bring the same thing.
It's mostly the 1 and 2, like 1, 2, just, and then we can go.
Right. Leaders for you, in a way, playing on a similar idea, but actually on the back end. Be a little bit suspicious of big triples on your anchors, right? And what do I mean by that? 1, 2, 3, and 4, especially these big hook anchors tend to take us in and away. And it creates an inconsistent spot for where our partner is going to be stretching from. If I'm gonna do a hook, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, I'm gonna keep it really underneath the
He
body.
doesn't change, notice his hand doesn't move. So then I feel it's like really consistent for me, even though his feet are doing something a little different.
So the more we take those big steps out from underneath, the more we're gonna shift where that is. It's not to say it's wrong to do that. Like I can take something and want to take it in a direction to go somewhere else, but then I want that to be a setup for an angled movement afterwards. If I'm leading, basic railroad West Coast swing, and I'm really kind of shifting where that connection is in the slot, it's going to read as a little chaotic to my partner. Yeah. So not that I don't love footwork variation. Oh, I do. Oh, I do. But like, if we're going to do that, like I want you to keep it underneath the body just a little bit more. Show me where you can take that while still maintaining that stretch. Again, unless you really are trying to set up for an angled slot change, which I didn't see much happening after those big hooks and checks. Yeah?
Can we actually get up? Yay!
Generally on your pushing actions, things where you were staying, in that same, I feel like in West Coast, we mostly have things where we block the slot or we get out of the way. And when you were blocking the slot, you did a good job of taking your 1 down the boards. However, when we were getting out of the way for both of you, there was kind of a strong tendency to take and go either to the side, directly to the side, or if it was a left side passing action, to like hyper cross this way. I really want you to think about, like, if we had a compass rose, northeast, southwest, right? And south was behind us. I'm either stepping south, southeast, or southwest. I'm not stepping east and I'm not stepping west. Yeah? So I still want there to be a component back towards this wall, even here. Yes, I'll step off at an angle, but if I step here, I haven't really, my body weight hasn't led. Perhaps my rotation has, but ultimately that's not going to be.
Right, and that feels better for me. That promotes and supports my flight down the slot. If you're 90 degrees or more, then I'm going to read that as rotation.
Right.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah. So just making sure we lock that down, whether it's a left side or a right side passing figure.
Some element of that north to south.
45 is like kind of where I'm maxing out. If I'm going more sideways than there, then I'm using bisexual leading and we don't like it. Yes?
Oh yeah. I'm thinking about, we went slow for our swung triples, and it was a bit syncopated. For a song like this, when it's smooth like this and there is time, I want you to think of your triple as more of that rolling action. We were going to peanut butter today, yes. I think of it as more like half whole, half whole. Follows even if you have some travel on your flight. I was seeing a nice 1-2, and then a little bit more of a staccato-ish action through the triples. And I would love for you to match the quality. 1, 2, half whole, half whole. So you have that full leg and foot articulation that matches that character of the song, even though it's a triple step and we gotta fit an extra walk in there. Like just making sure that we're really thinking down into the floor versus like, oh, it's a triple step, I need to get it in.
And to be clear, we're asking for 2 different rhythms because the songs are fundamentally subdivided differently. One is a swung song, da, 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 da. This one is a standard song, ta, 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 ta. Yes? Good? Hands in the air, leaders. Who hasn't danced yet?
It's too close, like getting the both positions. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So it follows in, when I saw here, do that one more time. I want you to remember your poise even in closed position, keeping those feet in front. Maybe one more time, sorry, I have to do it the other way. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Sometimes I would see this foot, this left foot, getting out of position here, so it's behind my body. And like, because we're finding that anchor, and we want to find it farther, but the lead has my lat trapped. So then I end up sacrificing my pitch, my top part, my waist to my head to, make it work.
Can I mention something? Because it actually translates directly into what I wanted for my leaders, which was in your stretch moments, please be careful about fully giving shoulder, elbow, all of this extension, right? We are tall people. All 3 of us, yes? Well, you both more so than I. If you give full extension, that's a long way to go. Yeah? Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, so, and that's good here. Just thinking of keeping that, again, the feet in front follows here. And like, I know we can do 3rd foot position a lot of the time, but maybe even trying having the feet a little bit more in parallel, closer to your leader, and then that's gonna feel really nice. I get almost this bowl effect through my connection here. And I can just ride off that, and then like, I am so connected, I like hardly even need arms because I'm connected through the back. And it feels really nice. And there's also more personal space. Like, just in case you just met. Okay, so we have that nice connection versus if I put my feet here to here, then it's like I'm in a compression poise. I mean, he's cute, but wait, that's not how we. So we want to keep that maintenance away.
Yeah. Leaders, again, I pretty much said it, but a lot of the time for both of you, you're giving a little bit through shoulder, and then I have mostly full extension in the elbow. And then, that's going to be a long way to go for my partner to find into that slot.
I want to fulfill that, but then I'm fulfilling that and giving mine, and look, we're out of position.
So I like to rarely use full extension in my dancing. I have long arms, right? But I'm going to keep that shoulder tucked back, and I keep a soft bend in the elbow, and then I'll work off of that from here. So my partner, especially to a medium or faster tempo song, the faster the song is, the more I choke up. Like if we're really cooking, I'm
It becomes really small. We keep it tighter right on both sides as well.
Here's my whip. I'm not letting that elbow get super far from the ribs. Yes? Just think about bringing that in, you'll find more success. Hands in the air, leader! I'm asking for that rotation from my partner. I really want to make sure that I'm using my body to communicate that, not just my arm. So coming up to here, 1, 2, I like to rotate the body. Now, later on, this is maybe I wouldn't say most of you need to think about this yet, but I'm going to talk about it just to have it out there. I can use my body in parallel with my partner, or if I need speed, I can use my body in opposition to my partner. What I don't want to do is be totally neutral and use the hand.
Ouch.
Yeah, right? This is going to be true in these kind of tucking actions as well. I want to use my body to create in a way and ask for that rotation, as opposed to using my hand to ask for the rotation. Yes? So I really want to use body to create and ask for the tuck, whether it is that I'm absorbing, which is about 95 to 99.9% of the time for you at this level, or later on if you need speed, using in to create countered movement where we're doing a little bit of this as opposed to being in parallel. Yeah? Use the body, not the hand.
And follows. I think it's a little tidbit, my favorite tidbit for the right side pass or underarm turn. 1, 2. I want you to look to where your leader will be, not where the leader is now, through the 3 and 4. So instead of going 3 and 4, and I'm like looking at my 3 and 4, and I feel a little bit choked out, or like I have to spin around quickly. If we just go, if I go 1, 2, I look a little bit left toward the future, 3 and 4, that really helps it slip over the head nicely and I fit through that hole. If I'm too attentive in the beginning of that pattern, once I know, then that is very difficult to move through. So 1, 2, by 2 you should know it's on your turn. I'm like, oh, here, and I'm helping my body's rotation. It promotes that versus resisting that. So as that hand is being taken over the connected side, I'm going with that side. I'm not working against that.
Yes? Good.
Yeah. Follows. You go, oh hey, gold star. You did your underarm turns. You looked left. You looked toward the feature. I saw that. And maybe it's because it's towards in the back. You both seem a little bit careful with the movement. There's a million things now to think about. I know. Just making sure that we stay grounded and we bring up our own posture and feel weight into the ground through every step. So kind of promoting that length by going roots to the ground, and then we can build this tall tree up. If through any steps, you can just give me here. And so I'm really using the floor pressure to help my posture. Sometimes with you two, I felt a little bit like it was careful, measured, it was a little bit over the top too, thinking of those shoulder blades. Again, a lot of repeat stuff from before, but I like to think about driving through sand a little bit, and then using that floor pressure to perk up my plant through that.
For my leaders, in terms of timing, this is something that we think of, being pretty critical to the dance. And there were a lot of times for both of you where you deleted a triple or it was real soft. Show me a range and I'll appreciate your choices. If you show me at the beginning of your dance that you're like, got this, know this, then later on when you decide to take one out and make it into a cool slide, I'm going to believe you that was a choice. If, on the other hand, I get a lot of yeah.
It's do they triple?
Right? I don't think that's a choice anymore. I think that's a habit. And I want you to then go and re-put in some of that fundamental rhythm into the dance so that I'm as a judge, I'm okay, I can see that you know that this basis that we should all have, and then I can appreciate you vary from it. Yeah? So a little bit of attention to detail, especially on those triples, is going to help you both out quite a bit. Yes? Hands in the air, leaders who haven't gone. 2-beat increments. Yeah? Boom, tick, boom, tick, boom, tick, boom, tick. We gotta have that inside of everything that we do in this dance, yeah? I know that you hear that interesting thing coming up in the music. Maybe your partner is a little bit further ahead. I don't care. I need you 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So boom, tick, boom, and tick, boom, tick, boom, and tick, boom, and tick. Boom and tick. Keep that going the whole darn time. Yeah? We're for both of you, drifting around a lot. And just so you know, that's totally normal in Novice. We see it a lot. It is the easiest thing for me as a judge to be sorry, do not pass go, do not collect $200. continue work, yeah? So really focusing in on those rhythms. At the end of the day, at the highest levels of this dance, all we do is boom tick. We're like, noodly boom tick, a boom and tick, okay, that was cool. It takes you through everything, so really lock into that, really useful.
And follows too, something that helped me a lot, it's like, okay, there's boom tick, but like, which leg is a boom, which leg is a tick? Like how do I embody this boom tick? And sometimes we can hear, sometimes people are boomers. I don't know, man. Maybe some other people tick.
TikTokers?
I was a TikTok. Yeah, so when I was going through Novice, I hear the ticks more, and then I associated that more with my, in general, left foot on my, if I'm going for basic, 1 and 2, boom, tick, tick, especially on that walk, all our preps are gonna be there, that 2, like finding that was really easy for me to like, because I was being led through, I don't know, I just started this dance lots of crazy patterns, but finding that tick, then I can find my boom, helps me, just in case you're one or the other. And also finding that upbeat too in our starter set, boom, tick, and on that tick of that anchor at that left side, being like, then I can progress. It's just a little bit of a embodied mental trick to help me refine timing if I happen to be off.
We have 70 seconds. We can do it. One last one. Raise your hands. From you as well. Yeah, like you can lead all the weird noodly patterns you want, but if you're like, doesn't make me want to smile, yeah? Give me that endorphin rush. Give me a little smile. That's what I got.
Smile's good. And I love that when you put in your styling things there, I would love for you to, this will be a long-term project, work on creatively putting it in where it doesn't interrupt the lead. So finding those windows and those moments that you can have that moment, but not chasing the moment before the lead's led. And as a follower, we kind of always have to just experience the moment as we go through. Even though we have just as many ideas as those leaders, like down the line, and perhaps we know the song, like we have to just let that wash over us and inspire us when we get there, not thinking too far ahead, especially for a follower. Yeah.
Speaking of ahead, I think we are done. We are now not ahead.